Alright, so this is week 2, and let's get going with our collaboration topic with Microsoft 365, SharePoint Online, and later Teams Online. So for that, we need to actually do what we did with the Exchange Online as well, and that is to synchronize 390 users from on-prem a domain controller, and then we're going to use those users to in all kinds of scenarios. Those who cannot do that can create 5 users with their name, your first name 01, 02, 03, 04. I'll tell you what to do when we do reach there. So first of all, I'll go for the important information, which is to log in from the Office 365. So this was the domain format, so GB and then your first name and the date, and if you put anything unique there, so hopefully you're able to log in from there. As far as the local domain controller and 390 user synchronization, those who can do that can follow, and those others who cannot, so you can see. But once we are online, then everyone will have to follow the lab, and the screenshots will be needed from everyone. But right now, if it's on premises, so I'm just going to explain that what I'm talking about. So let me just first log in from this user. So I'll go to the 3 dots here, new incognito window, and I'll type here portal.office.com and put my username that we created in last Thursday class, and the password is 123.2.3. Hopefully it's that, otherwise nope, it's the XYZ, small XYZ, capital XYZ, shift 123, dot shift 123. Alright, then it says that we should enable multi-factor authentication, so I'm just going to skip for 14 days, and it says you want to stay logged in. Well, yeah, well, that creates problems actually, so I'm just going to click no, but then you have to put the password again and again, and it again asks for skip for now, no again, and then we're logged into our Office 365, Microsoft 365, and so there's the admin, gray admin here, and I'm gonna click that gray admin on the left side, which asks again. Now if I had pressed yes that I want to stay logged in, so this message would not have come. I'll still keep clicking no. You know what? Why? Because if I have to still log in further from another account in another incognito, although now I have Firefox as well, so I can just go there and open another account. So we're logged into the Microsoft 365 M365 Admin Center, and it's the red square up there. So I'm gonna click show all, and well, there is that SharePoint here. I'll click the SharePoint and skip for now 14 days until this is required. No. So finally I'm at SharePoint Admin Center, or SP Admin Center, and this is the green S there. So that's the icon up there, green S. So well, there we would have all the settings available in sites, policies, settings, content services, then migration there are some labs there, and there are more features than OneDrive Admin Center normally is fully connected with this SharePoint as well, OneDrive Admin Center. So we're gonna talk about that as well later when we reach here. And I click show all. This is it. So as far as the SharePoint Admin Center is concerned, so this is how it looks like. So well, that would be our screenshot one, first of all, right? All of a sudden now maybe some of us may realize, oh, we were supposed to follow. You're kidding me. So or hopefully you were following. So this would be then screenshot one, where we're logged in to the SharePoint Admin Center, and I'll take that screenshot. Well, actually, it's better to take screenshot this way. See this? So your name should be showing here on the right side, and I'll just take the sample screenshot here, and the screenshot name would be logged into SharePoint Admin Center. So just click on this circle and take your screenshot number one. So your name should be showing there, and okay, so I go ahead and take it. So it pops up, and I'll go for so that would be our screenshot one equals log into SharePoint Admin Center, and I'll quickly put that there as well. COMP3121 screenshot one, log into Admin Center. Okay, so if you have taken that screenshot, let's go ahead and I'm going to explain that scenario that we're going to go for, and you may have seen that already in Exchange Online. So this is our another subscription to Microsoft 365 Enterprise 5. So in that case, what we're going to do is synchronization of the 390 users. So obviously we're going to install that. Suppose this is the local or the on-premises, right? And the Toronto branch, and then there is the domain controller. We're going to just use Windows Server 2016. Anyone who wants to use 2019, you can use that too. But since everyone has 2016, so we're going to stick to that. It's the exact same experience. So this is Windows Server 2016 with Active Directory, and we're going to have 390 users created there. Once those users are created, so we already have our cloud environment here, and that is M365. So that's 365, and we're going to we already have Azure Active Directory here. So the 390 users that we're going to create locally, we will just synchronize this with Azure Active Directory, in Microsoft 365, this time we're not using Exchange Online. Exchange Online is still there, but we're not going to use that. We'll go for SharePoint Online and Teams Online. So in these applications, we're gonna then check lots of features there, and once these 390 users are synchronized up there, we're gonna use those users to connect to these online applications. But those who cannot do on-prem sync can create 5 users, and I'll show you how. I'll just create 1 user for you there, and then you can create. So first we can just see the whole synchronization, and then we can just at the end I'm going to create 5 users, which would be non-admin users by the name of, so your first name 01, your first name 02, 03, your first name 04, and first name 05. So those who cannot do on-prem sync can create 5 users in Azure Active Directory, in Azure AD. Okay, otherwise we're gonna sync that, and this is so you would know that when you create users online, so how do they appear there in Azure Active Directory and in SharePoint and Teams as well, and what you synchronize from. So this is what you're going to see. These are the type of scenarios you're going to see there in production environments, that both types of users will be there in medium to large size companies. And small companies normally may have gone totally cloud or hybrid. It's up to them how they want to perceive the cloud. Do they still trust it? Do they still have that trust issues? Well, by next few years, pretty much more than 80% of the world planet Earth's companies would have gone to cloud on, well, 20% up to 50% up to 75% or full, right? So some percentage will be there for 80% of the companies of the planet Earth. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and this is we're gonna create our on-premises environment, install Active Directory, 3 users with PowerShell script, and then and put it on internet connection here. And our other environment is pretty much ready. So I'll just put those major steps only here. So so connecting on-prem users to Cloud Lab, and so in our VMware workstations we will install Windows Server 2016. Now the other Windows in the other course, cloud course, we installed is 2019 or 2016, but its purpose is not the same as this one. We're going to install Hyper-V there, right? So here it's a different purpose. So we'll install Windows Server 2016, and then we will keep it connected to Intranet. We will create 390 users in PowerShell, download AD Connect inside this VM and run it. Now this all is on-prem, So I'll just separate it like that. On premises, and then in cloud, and in fact that needs to be done before that. What? To create a global admin account, right? So create a new user, give it global admin privileges, right? Create a user, give it global admin privileges. Once login from it and change password. So you have to log in at least once from it, right? So this is a cloud task. We already created the Microsoft 365 E5 subscription. We just need to create an account there. Now this global admin account will be used to so when we have the on-premise environment ready, so there will be a Azure AD Connect software that needs to be deployed here, right? And that Azure AD Connect software will be using, it will use the M365 global admin user account for authorization. So these two are required to initiate that synchronization. User account for authorization of on-prem to Azure AD synchronization. Okay, so this is needed. So I'll just go ahead and so I'm gonna first create this environment and then we will while the Windows is installing, we can go to the Azure AD and we can create the global admin account as well and log in once from it and change its password and then sign out. And here, when Windows 2016 is installed, we're going to install Active Directory and DNS, and we'll just create 360 users and go ahead and synchronize. Then we will initiate that process. We'll then try to create SharePoint sites there, and we'll try to use those users in any of those features there. So it will be /DNS. Okay. So this is the plan. I'll just go for, let's create the on-premises environment. So I'll go for in our VMware workstation. We will install Windows Server 2016. So these need to be done. So I'm just gonna turn over to my. So I'll minimize everything here on the desktop, and I'll open my VMware workstation. So this is Windows Server 2019 GB. This is for the cloud environment that we created. So I'll just try Tuesday. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and installation of Windows Server 2016. Those are following. I am just going for 2016, and second thing is that I'm gonna still use that workaround to install the Windows Server 2016. So I'm just gonna go ahead and create a new virtual machine with 16 GB RAM, and I'll stick to typical, and then I'll go for I will install the operating system later, and I'll go down to 2016. Those who want to deploy, if you're following and want to deploy 2019, it's exactly the same way what I'm doing here, so no differences there. So 2016, next, and this is COMP3121 dash your first name dash 21Jan2021. Okay, and I'll just mention, oh, that's Thursday. And I'll go for D drive here. Okay, next, so out of habit 200 GB because it's just thin provisioning, single file here, and I'll click next, customize hardware, and I'll go 16 GB so it will finish faster. The processor is there. Now we don't need to click that Intel VT because we're not installing Hyper-V here or any other hypervisor here inside this Windows, and also that we did not still give the path of the ISO as a workaround. Plus network adapter is NAT. I'll just keep it as is because we need internet connection as well. So these settings are there. That's all we need, and I'm going to click close and click finish. So I'll power on, and it says you want to still keep the device connected. There's extra device, so I'll just click no here. Now it has nowhere to go because we haven't connected the ISO, so I'll just go to the virtual machine, go to the DVD and connect the ISO there, and then I'll come back here and restart guest. So hopefully that software license bug or error does not come. I'm going to right click here and go to settings, and simply go for auto detect, select, make sure these two boxes are selected, and I'll go for the ISO, software, ISO, and 2016 is this. And I'll press OK. Well, when I come back, this is showing. So if you see this, then you can still click on top of the screen and select this VMware Virtual SATA CD-ROM. You can do that, and it's going to start installation. It's going to boot from the boot normally or boot from CD-ROM. Or you can just restart guest if you don't see this. So I'll restart guest for those if anyone's following and if you don't see this. So I'll just restart. Otherwise, if you see this, you can just simply click on the screen and down arrow to this one and press enter. If you don't see that, then I'll just do it for those who don't see this. If you're following, so restart guest, and it just simply asks this, press any key to boot from CD. I did not press any key just to show. Now I'm going to right click and restart again, and this time I'm going to press any key. I did, and now it started. So hopefully it does not give that software license error. It's a trial version, so it should not. You guys have actually the Georgetown version, which is having a key, so you don't have to, you might not get this error. Okay, so I'll just fix the time zone because wrong time will make problems in the connectivity to the cloud as well. Basically, it affects the network services. Let's stick to English, Canada, and next. I'll go for data center evaluation, although standard evaluation desktop experience is also okay. I'll just go for, oh seriously, that's 2012. Did I just select it 2012? That's not did I did. Well guys, 2012, 2016 and 2019, it's the same experience, or shall I just return? We just need Active Directory, and we just need so by mistake I started 2012, which is not good. Although it's kind of same, but well, I'm not sure how many are those who technically should not have any issues, maybe following, so or maybe no one. So I'll just stick to this 2012 by mistake. 2016, 2019, it's the same. What I do in this will be the same in 2016, 2019 as well. I accept the license terms. Next, custom. It's not, we're not upgrading and we're not partitioning anything here. And next. So, wow, 2012 series. So while this is going on, we'll just give it a little time. In fact, while this is going on, I'll just go for the rest of the steps. Oops, I started the wrong browser. Yeah, so I can go for create a new user, give it global admin privileges, once log in from it, and change password. So I'll just create that. Also, I'll go for that upload folder to upload the screenshots. Okay, so let's go for create a new user and give it global admin privileges. So we used data center. Yeah, yes, Jacob. We used data center GUI, and Okay, so I'll be going to that account, and you know what? Okay, it just, so I'll just keep it signed in because we need to go back again and again, and it's kicking me out if there's no activity there. So in Microsoft 365 Admin Center, I need to create a user account that is having global admin privileges, which is pretty much that user account can do anything across Microsoft 365, right? So I'll just I have gone to the M365 Admin Center, and here there's users written here, and groups, roles, resources. I'm going to go for users here, and there's active users. If I click the active users, obviously there is no other user, so it's just one user here. So I'm just going to create one more, and that would be our global admin, just like we created in Exchange Online as well. So this user is useful for authorizing the synchronization of 390 users from on-premises Active Directory to Cloud Azure Active Directory. I'm going to click that add user here. I'll go for single user, and first name, so I'll just go for my name.
How did you get here, please?
How did I come here? So are you logged in here, Kingsley? Office 365?
Yes.
Okay, then you see the gray admin button here. If you don't see, just scroll down, right? And then once you click that, so it opens. Then you see here users, and then you see active users, and just go ahead and click active users, and then there's a add users here. So this is it, and hopefully you've got it. So I'll just continue with add user here. So once we click the add user, we can go for single user. Your first name, and yeah, your, so normally it is GA, so your first name GA is global admin, right? So I'm going to Control A, select it, Control C, copy it, press the tab button to go to the next display name. So this is the same display name here, so first name and display name and username also. Control V. I'll just put this, your first name GA or global admin, as all three here. And the other thing is that we can just create the password ourselves. The domain is obviously the same there that we created. So I'm going to go for let me create the password, and then you can give the class password. I'll just put that, hopefully you remember that, but I'll just put it here, class password. You can use small abc, capital ABC, Sharepoint 23 without Sharepoint 23, or XYZ, capital XYZ, Sharepoint 23, and without Sharepoint 23. So this whole thing is not a password, or after that you can use this one as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the XYZ ones because I'm lately seeing some errors that this password has been used too much. Microsoft detects that and then doesn't let you put that small ABC one. If it lets you, then go ahead. So I'll go ahead and put that small XYZ, capital XYZ, Sharepoint 23, now Sharepoint 23. And once it is placed here, I'll go for Require this user to change their password when they first sign in. So I'll just uncheck that, right? So we gave our own password for this user, and I uncheck this one as well, that don't require the user to change the password when it logs in. And I'm gonna go next. So just give the name and password and uncheck this, that's all. And here location, and so licenses, assign user a product license. So there's 24 out of 25 licenses. So the free account normally has a total of 25 licenses. One is used already with the account with which we create the subscription. So if I go down here, so you can see apps, 52 apps there, right? This is if I expand that here, so if I go down, this is already selected, and I'm gonna select this arrow here, and then it shows all licenses, right? If I go up here, oh yeah, mobile device management, MDM. Okay, yeah, mobile device management is actually part of the config manager, which is configuration manager, or SCCM, system center configuration manager. That is an advanced enterprise grade application with which you can control all the devices across your company. Very, very important nowadays, because this is the MDM. It's part of your job when you're joining as Microsoft 365 administrator in any company. So mobile device management is something that you have to make sure that you understand and know how to do that. There are many courses up on YouTube as well. Just go for anyone. Mobile device management, just write it, or better write Intune training. That course you should do. It's freely available on YouTube as well. Okay. So, well, nothing here. I just went up and everything is already selected. Canada is selected, and assign user a product license selected, and all these applications are there. And I went just down to see all the applications. Nothing to change on this page, and click next. And then there is we don't want, oh actually, yeah, this user, we want it to be administrator. So in the roles, I'm gonna simply drop this down, and there's admin centers access, so I'm gonna select that, and then global admin. So I'll just click that global admin here. This is the most important, and once it is taken, then there is nothing else. Show all by category. So there are these roles shown by category as well. If we expand that, so it's a bit more detailed, that you don't want to give any user the entire enterprise application privilege, high privileges, or you can just go for some smaller privileges within those applications as well. So I'm going to go for only global admin here, and other than that, on this page, nothing else. Just select the admin center access and global admin. Those functionality won't need licenses, as it says. So we're gonna use or we're gonna give licenses out of 24 or 23 licenses left. We're gonna use 10 or 15 licenses total, but we're still synchronizing with script 390 users there. So in a production environment, yes, the company would need to purchase 390 or 400 licenses maybe, but here we're going to use actually 15-20 of those, or well, the free one gives us this much, so that much we can use. Okay, so global admin here, once selected, I'm going to click next, and that's it. So review and finish. So I'm just going to go down here, and that's it, nothing here. So I'm going to click finish adding. So make sure that the global role is global admin. That's the main thing here. And I'll click finish. Okay, so if I click the show button, so this is the password. This is the whole username. I need to copy this information in my empty notepad. I'm going to open a notepad now. I'm going to copy username, password information because I will now log in from this account, right? So I'll go to run and or I'll go to search and type notepad and then go to notepad, paste, so I'll just put that information here. Later I would need that, so once it's on notepad I'm just gonna minimize. And if I go down further, so well, nothing here. I don't want to create a template out of this, so I'll click the close button. Okay, Amir actually insists that this is the point where we are supposed to take a screenshot. Now I did say close, so some of us may have closed it already, right? I'm gonna click close as well, and then it says hey, you want to give us some stars, so I'll click cancel here. Now once this screen, we can take a screenshot that the global admin account is created and the license has been given, and this is the full UPN of user principal name of this user. So screenshot number 2 is your first name GA created. Screenshot number 2 would be your first name GA created. So I'll just take a screenshot. Obviously it's your side of screenshots, not my. So I'm going to copy that and screenshot number 2, your first name GA created. That's the screenshot number 2. So screenshot 2, your, oops, did I say your? So just your first name and GA created. Your first name GA created. So it will be your first name. And the screenshot here and the screenshot done. So I'll go for COMP3121 equals screenshot 2 equals your first name GA created and put it there. Okay, so that's your screenshot 2, and let's get going. So yeah.
Excuse me. If we're not following, should we take a screenshot?
If we're not following through, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So you can take my screenshot, Kingsley.
Yeah, but I missed it up when you were doing it. That's why.
So when I'm done with synchronization, then I will announce. So whatever I'm doing online, everyone is supposed to follow. But if that was not understood, then okay, you can take my screenshot here for now. But once synchronization is done and we are on SharePoint, then your screenshot is required at that time.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, guys. So well, those who did not do this, you can just take my screenshot here. Later, if we actually use this account, then obviously you will have to create that, or create it when the video is released, and before the next class, just make sure you have a global admin account here. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and yeah, I was gonna read from here. So this is done, and yeah, we need to do the third task, and that is once log in from it and change password. So, or at least once log in. So somehow this is something that Microsoft requires, that we have to log in once, right? So I already have that account on here, right? So So what I will do is that I'll go to Firefox, another browser, and log in from portal.office.com, or open that site and then connect to this user. Okay, so I'm in Firefox. I'm going to quickly go for portal.office.com. It is already there, cached, so I'll press enter, and then I'll go for use another account, and what I need to do is to grab this horribly long username here. I just need to log in once from the global admin account. So next, and the password, small xyz, capital xyz, Sharepoint 123 without Sharepoint 123. I'll not save it. Skip for now, 14 days until this is acquired, and I'll not stay logged into this. Again, no and no. So I'm logged into this global admin account once, and I can see that the gray icon A, or admin icon, is there. So we're good. We just logged in once, then that's all we need. I'm just going to minimize this now, and I'll go to that. Is there anything I can close on? No, got too many icons. What is this? Zoom. Alright, and wow, visual. Used to love visual. I don't know why I didn't use that ever. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I'll just check this as done. These tasks are done, and we can go back to our on-premises, where in our workstation, in my case 2012, in your case 2016 or 2019, whichever. So if it is installed and it is kept on connected, then I'll just add some more steps here, that install VMware tools and slash rename to your first name VM, and also so my tools were renamed, and then obviously restart. After that is that so without VMware tools installed, we won't be able to copy the Azure Connect tool inside this machine. So other than install Active Directory and DNS, and then we can go for the 390 users. So that's all we would need, and after that AD Connect. So I'll just check it out. What happened to the operating system? It should be ready to receive the password. So I'll go back to VMware Workstation to configure the on-premises environment. Okay, so it's when I click that, yes, it's ready to receive the password. So I'll just keep that same password here as well, small xyz, capital xyz, shift123 without shift123, tab, small xyz, capital xyz, shift123 without shift123, and I'll click finish. Okay, so I'll go for the Control Alt Delete. XYZ, should 123. Oops. I'll press yes here and simply install VMware tools and rename the machine and restart, and then install Active Directory yes. So once this is started, so 2016 looks the same, 2019 looks the same as well. You can also see that it's internet connection is there. Obviously internet connection is the most important here, and I'll just in my case only, you have the Windows that does not need this Windows license valid for 180 days, but in my case it was a trial version, so it's evaluation. So it if it's connected to internet, it automatically downloads some files in the background and it connects to and it shows this, so you don't have to see that. Second thing is, I'll just go back to Server Manager, and in fact first I will have to go up there because I need to install VMware tools, this one. And also I'm not going to restart at the end of it. I'm going to restart when I have renamed this machine as well. So install VMware tools. So it's up there. Click that and run setup 64. So you're going to see that it expands. It's going to install the video drivers in this area, which is not showing this. So it expands and becomes a bigger screen. So I'm going to click just next. Install. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this, but I'm not gonna restart here. I'm gonna click no. And I'll go to local server, quickly just rename and then restart. So computer name, change, and your first name, VM. Now I'll just go for restart. Okay, so Control-Alt-Delete, and the class password, login. Okay, so Jacob says, so did you log in with the global admin account? Yes, I logged in from global admin account. You just have to put portal.office.com in another browser or another incognito, or just sign out from your current user, log in from that. But we don't need to stay logged in. We're going to sign out and we're going to just use the root accounts. Just once we need to log in. And Eric says, oh, okay, you explain. Yeah, so Microsoft actually will not let you use this account to do the synchronization, right? So if I just show you, this account will use for authorization of synchronization, right? So when you put that account there after creation, but you did not suppose logged into it, right? So what happens, and this is very odd, that the synchronization does not happen. It just does not go ahead, does not get authorized to synchronize. So then I read the documentation and it was saying that now they must have changed it, but I'm just following that that if you create an account, at least once login, if once at least you're not logged in, then it does not work for this particular scenario of synchronization. So that's why we just log in once. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back and until here I'll put a diagram on OneNote as well, but that's just for reference. This diagram will still change more and I add more stuff there. So once there, then I'll just go for add roles and features and dashboard, then add roles and features, and next. Role based or feature based installation, next. Your machine name and a random IP. Oh, we actually did not give it a static IP. Active Directory does protest it. That why did you not give that IP? Okay, we just have one machine and we're gonna just want to synchronize. We don't need a second network card for internet and first network card with the static IP, although that's a best practice. This is just a training environment, so we'll keep this IP there, randomly given by the DHCP of the VMware workstation. Right, so I'm gonna go next here. And that's it. So I'm just going to copy or select this Active Directory Domain Services, this one. Add features. And next. So nothing in the features. Next. I did not select DNS because it installs the DNS for us and configures it for us as well, just the forward lookup zone. I'm going to click next here, restart if it wants to, otherwise it won't, and install.
Excuse me, sir. So if all these steps we're doing is something we're gonna need later in the semester, right? So we still have to do everything when the video is out, like setting up everything with the VMs.
No.
No.
So this is something in the in the actual job environment that yes, they would have configured it already, but then if we don't go through these steps, we won't know how to troubleshoot that as well. But during the course, you don't need that configured to go ahead with the SharePoint and Teams online. And Gideon says, sir, are we supposed to do it with you or just screenshot? Yeah, so Gideon, it would be the on-premises version, right? So guys, no screenshot for this area, so I'll just go for no screenshot, right? But I'm approaching that online all labs after that is purely online, so no screenshot here what I'm doing. But once synchronization is done and all 3 net users have reached here, so whatever I do in the cloud, anything I do in the cloud, we will all take screenshot, and I would expect that your screenshot be there, and at the end of the class you will be uploading today the screenshots, right? So anything I do in the cloud, you must follow that and provide the screenshots to me, or I'm expecting those screenshots in the document. But whatever I'm doing here on premises, no screenshot. Whatever I'm doing in the cloud area, so yes, I need a screenshot for that, right? Okay, hopefully we understand that and remember that as well. So I'll be saying that when I'm asking for a screenshot, putting a screenshot there, that please take a screenshot, please take a, right? So if still somebody is not listening, then yes, mark's gone then I'll cut marks if screenshots for online anything is not there, right? On premises, no, it's not required. All right, let's go ahead. Okay, cool. And all right, so here the binaries of the on-premises Active Directory are installed. I'm just going to simply promote it to a domain controller, and it will install the DNS for us and restart. I'm going to go for promote this server to a domain controller, add a new forest. I'll go for the domain name, which is gbdomain.local. And I'll click next. John says, did you select desktop experience for data center? Yes, John, I selected that. Thank you, Eric. Okay, so password is, well, small XYZ, capital XYZ, shape123, black shape123, small XYZ, shape123, large shape123, and next. How do I find my domain? How do I find my domain? Oh, like how do you find this option? Like you have to go to dashboard and then click the add roles and features, and then you have to go next until you come here and you select this Active Directory domain services. Once it is installed, then you can go to this yellow triangle and select this promote the server to a domain controller. Well, hopefully you understand what I'm saying, and or maybe I hope that was the question. If not, then you can elaborate your question. Okay, so where was I? So we were creating a forest here with a root domain name, and it's gbdomain.local. Next. So I'll just put that down there as well. Well, okay, I explained it that no screenshots needed for on-premises, but if you want to do that, this is good for your experience and job environment. They will have, majority of those will have this, though where I'm doing current project contract, that's where it's purely online, but it's 60 users only, so well, if it was a big environment, then yes, you would see this always there. Or the bigger version of this, which is ADFS, Active Directory Federation Services. Active Directory Federation Services. But this is just AD Connect. So I'm going to click that next here. And so I give, we just need to give a password here, and then we go ahead next. Nothing here in the DNS. It's looking for DNS. It won't find it because we're in the process of installing DNS. So it's not there yet. So we can ignore this page and click next. And NetBIOS domain name is single name access to Active Directory by applications or legacy applications. So the single name will appear here, but we don't need to change anything here. And click next. Okay, so this is just the path of the Active Directory. I'm going to click next. Summary of Active Directory. I'll click next. It's going to say here, hey, what are you doing? Why aren't you using the static IP? Or I detected an IP that is coming from DHCP. So that's not recommended. It's going to say that. We're going to ignore that because Active Directory still gets installed and still works. Okay, so it just says NT4. If you have, then it's not going to communicate. We don't have that old Windows NT. Then it says that I detected a physical network adapter that does not have static IP. We're okay with that for now. In production environment, we don't do that. We do have static IP there, but everything's going to cloud now so fast. So, and then delegation DNS, it didn't find a DNS because it is still in the process of being installed, right? So I'm just gonna click install, and it's gonna install and it's gonna restart as well. And then we would need actually that 390. It's gonna just start automatically. Meanwhile, I'll just grab that 390 user script. Okay, here. And I'm on the screen and then just trying to grab the drive from the drive. And the software on the drive. Okay, so I'll just put it here. So guys, I'll download those who are following and you want to download the 390 user script. So it is here on Week2. I'll just put that URL web link inside Week2. So download 390 user creation PowerShell script. Okay, so it's in Week2, and once we click, we get two files there. Create labusers.ps1, labusers.csv. So we just download two files in the downloads folder of the server, and then we execute the PowerShell file, and that asks that where are those 319 names. Those names are inside CSV file. It's going to grab all the names and it's going to create user accounts against those names inside the on-premises Active Directory. Alright, so I'll just go ahead. So that script is there, and I'm expecting the domain controller to be installed soon. Okay, it's restarted, and I'll missed it. Where is the 390 user script? Oh yeah, it's it's here on the dashboard. I mean, on the blackboard in Week2. So course material, Week1. There's the Week2 21Jan. You go inside, and this is download 390 users creation PowerShell script in Week2. Okay. And we download it, and once we download the script files, we need to actually copy the files inside this virtual machine to run it, but you can copy it anywhere inside the machine. So while the machine is started now, so I'll just go to the password, small xyz, capital XYZ, shape123 without shape123. Okay, once we're logged in, then I can see on the tools on the right side, there's Active Directory users and computers showing there. And what I need to do is just simply copy those two files inside this machine and run the PS1 and give it the path of the CSV file, which has all the names there, and so it could create those user accounts in on-premises Active Directory. So I'll just grab those files from the folder. I have taken that folder on the other screen and going to Central Soft and scripts folder. So the other two files that we need, create labusers.ps1 and labusers.csv. So once it is downloaded, then I'll copy that and go to the VMware workstation. Then I'll go for the File Explorer, go to Downloads, right click and paste. There's the lab users.csv, create lab users. Now, if the files are copied here, then there is a longer way to execute this is by opening the PowerShell with admin privileges and then go to this path and then execute this PowerShell script. Then it will ask for the CSV file path. So instead of going through all this, there's a quicker way to run this, and that is simply just to right click it. So this is a create lab users .ps1 file. I'm just going to right click on top of this and it says here run with PowerShell. It does not give me the path, the option to run as administrator, but if I run with PowerShell and it is able to execute it, then so I'm just going to run it. And yes, so you just right click and run it with PowerShell and it just asks that where is that CSV file in which the 390 users are, the names are there. So that these two files are in downloads folder, right? So I could just drop down and click the look in. And there's the downloads. So this is the file. I just need to double click it and it's going to create all the 390 users, right? So I'm going to just double click that and it creates it with a very small font, and it's going to just close out the window as well at the end. The window will vanish once it's done, and then, well, it's gone, so it's done. Then I'll just try to look for a proof. If I go to tools, there is Active Directory users and computers. So if I go expand that gb.domain.local, so there's the exchange users folder that is there, and these are all the users there. So well, we're kind of good here. It's okay. On-premises environment, this much we needed, so we could initiate the synchronization of these users to the Azure Active Directory, and then use those users throughout our course. But those who were not able to create that can create 5 separate users as well. So exchange users has this, and this much we needed. So I'm just going to go back to this OneNote and those steps that I wrote. So we're pretty much done with, okay, until here we're done. Now just Azure Ready Connect, which is a very small tool that we need to download and copy also inside that virtual machine, and then we're going to run it, and then we're going to put inside that AD Connect the user account, global admin, and Microsoft 365 global admin account, full user account here, and then it's going to authorize us to synchronize all these local users to Azure Active Directory. So download AD Connect. Actually, it's AAD Connect, Azure AD Connect. So I'm going to go ahead and go for this tool, download it, and copy it inside the virtual machine. So how to do that? I'll just go to some site there. I'll go Google it, download Azure AD Connect, right? Download Azure AD Connect. That's it. You just Google it and press enter. So you would just find that link on the Microsoft site. Download Microsoft Azure Active Directory Connect. I'll click that link. Okay. Oh, wow. Surface is in this way as well, like all in one. Just a few $1,000, I guess. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that download Azure Ready Connect link. And here, okay. Oh, why am I coming here? So I'll just go back there and oh, seriously, I was supposed to come here. So I just needed to download first. So yeah, it was I think here. No, I googled it somewhere. Oh, there it is. So I'm just gonna download that now, and it's gonna ask where to download. So I'll just click that downloads folder on the left side. It's Azure AD Connect.msi, and save, and yes. Okay, so once it's downloaded, I'm just going to copy that. I'll go to this show in folder and simply grab this file, right click Azure AD Connect.msi. I'm going to copy this, right click and copy this from my laptop to inside the machine, anywhere inside the machine, or in downloads folder of the virtual machine. Okay, so the only purpose of Azure Connect is to synchronize the local environment or on-premises to cloud environment. So I'm just going to double click that to start the installation of Azure AD Connect. So once it starts here, welcome to Azure AD Connect. So it says I agree to the license terms, yeah, and continue. Then it says express settings or customize, and it also says that your local or on-premises domain is not routable domain. Obviously, we did not connect it to internet. We do not want to connect it to internet. We want to keep it local, but still we want to connect to Azure Active Directory and just simply synchronize the users. So it's okay if it's not routable. And I'm going to go for use express settings. Now it's going to ask for that global admin user account in Azure Active Directory. There you go. Connect to Azure AD. So enter your Azure AD Global Administrator credentials. So we need to put those very long credentials there, that user account. I'm just going to copy that. And I hope I can Control V this. Control V. Oh yeah, I can. Otherwise I would have to write it down. And I'll go for the password. Oh, where did I just? Oh, okay. Why is hard? Okay, so I'll copy this and paste. I'll go next on this. Once it goes to the Azure AD and confirms the credentials from Azure Active Directory, if the credentials are correct, then it goes to the next screen asking for the top account for this domain here, right? In this virtual machine, we installed a forest and a new domain. So it's asking for that top account of this domain. So it's asking for the domain name and username. So if I right click here and go to command prompt admin and type here who am I, so this is exactly the information it needs. GP domain / administrator. So this is the information. I'll put the domain name GB, it's not case sensitive, GB domain / administrator and the password. I'll click next. Okay, so both the usernames of Azure Active Directory, the global administrator, and the on-premises Active Directory, the on-premises domain administrator, were correct. If the credentials were correct, then it takes you to this screen where it's just saying that, hey, you want to continue, and it says also that that it was not able to find any user with this domain on Azure Active Directory. So obviously, this is an on-premises domain. This is not a Azure Active Directory cloud domain. So it will not find, this wizard will not find any users whose domain is ending with this local domain name. So this is okay, and we'll still click continue here and go ahead. I'm going to click next. So now it's going to start the synchronization process, and excuse me. So start the synchronization process when configuration completes, and I'll click install. So now we're expecting those users up there in Azure Active Directory. So it's synchronizing, and while it is synchronizing, I'm just going to go up to that Azure AD. So here in Microsoft 365 Admin Center, or if I open the Azure Active Directory, this one, so the users will show there, or they will show here. So if I refresh that now, this Azure Active Directory with active users view, and I'll click the refresh button here for the browser. So either all accounts or one account on premises directory synchronization account is service account. On premises directory synchronization service account got created first, and this account is communicating with the local Active Directory and Azure AD Connect to synchronize all the password hashes of all the local users. So I'm gonna just refresh once more, and I'll go down here, check it out. Oh, it's still going on. Okay. Someone says, sorry, I had a problem with connecting my Win server to internet. Which username should I enter in the username field? So it depends on what user it is asking. It put it the first one. So first one is asking for global administrator. So of Microsoft 365. So put this username and password. Well, yours one. What we did in ADDS. Dong says, what we did in ADDS? What we did in ADDS was, did you install the Azure AD Connect? So Azure AD Connect was started, and then you click the Express. You guys can give me the screenshots where you are, and I can tell you what to do next, and we can go faster that way. Otherwise, just go download and copy Azure AD Connect, like this one, the one I'm using right now, and then next until you reach the user screen. But if Jong and Amir, if you guys can show me your screenshots where you are, and I can tell you, okay, do this and then do next. So what the whole process. Otherwise, you can just go for when the video is released, then you can do that. Up to you. But if you're a bit fast, okay. So that is Cedric is showing this. I think Cedric, you went for custom. Install required components. Now I didn't go for custom. I went for express. So click previous and then go for express installation, not custom installation. Sorry. So click previous and go to express installation. And grayed out? Oh, what? You're kidding me. I never saw it grayed out. Well, do you see a checkbox on that page? You can just click that. Did you accept the license agreement? And you have to go Express Edition. And this is the first time I'm hearing that it's grayed out. And are you logged in from administrator account in your virtual machine with all the privileges? And did you install the Active Directory correctly? Did you restart? Logged in from domain administrator? So you could just then wait for the video and follow up. Those who are much more behind, you guys can wait for the video to be uploaded, and then I'll give you some time there. So now that is okay. I actually don't know the name. So Amir, okay. So if you're on this screen, Amir, then just simply click this continue. right? And click next, and you're good actually. Just next, finish. After that, there's not much there. Okay, so it says when you upload the video, so tonight or tomorrow, anytime you will see the video, and if it's not there, you can just put on WhatsApp, hey prof, where's the video? So I'll just put it, but you have time before the next Thursday to finish this and upload. Alright guys, so well, it is already finished and the configuration complete, so I'm expecting although even if it is finished here, sometimes it does not show up there in the cloud in Azure Active Directory, but by this time all the counts should be here now. The copy of the password hashes should be here now, so I'm just gonna click this fresh button here. Yeah, okay, so all accounts are here and you can see that they're unlicensed as well. So now this much was needed where we involved this on-premises. So we went for on-premises, and this is something that you will face in your production environment. If it's a new company, then you will have to do that from the start, from the scratch, exactly like we did. Or if you join a company where it's already configured and working, then if you do it from the beginning yourself, then you will also know that how to troubleshoot it as well. So once the users are up there, now the only cloud side of the labs start, which everyone are supposed to do. So for everyone else, those who did not do this on premises and you don't have those users up there, it's okay. So you could just go for creating 5 non-admin users in here in that Microsoft 365 users area. So now this would be required by everyone that we need to create 5 users. So I'm just going to create those 5 users with you, so you could see that the configuration is correct, and then we're going to go ahead with the SharePoint section and try to know some more of the SharePoint. So guys, we're going to continue with that SharePoint. Let's take a break of 20 minutes. So it's 7:40 here. So 8 o'clock we can just connect and go ahead. So Hamid says, what was the username here? It's your GB domain /administrator, right? So if you give GB domain or whatever your domain name is, you can just give that and next finish. After that it's next finish. You're welcome. Okay, let's take a break till 8 and then come back and
should we create the users, as you said, the 5 users?
Yeah, we will be creating together. So after the break,
okay, all right. Mm.
Okay, so well, there's question there that repeat what I did for what? How you add all the users to the portal? Man, that's a long one. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving you time for till the next video, right? Till the next class. It's not really compulsory to have all the users up there. But if we start repeating, first of all, once this Azure Active Directory goes ahead, Azure Activity Connect goes like this, so then it does not show that same window again. So if I close here, if I exit now and come back and open the Azure AD Connect again, it's not going to show like that. So that's why I'm saying I'm giving you time, right? So it doesn't have to finish now, but yes, if we spend the time again repeating this, so we won't be able to cover more topics. Let me show you what I mean when I say that it's not going to show you those that screen. So this is Azure AD Connect. Now the screen will be different if you have that Azure AD Connect. So first I downloaded that, then I installed it. Now you will not see that screen, right? So if I click configure, so it shows totally different screen now. So that's why I recorded this. So obviously you will get the video and you can complete it. And for today's rest of the lab, it's not compulsory to have those users. We're going to be going to sites. So and I'm going to be creating some end users already there, right? So right now this will not be possible. I wanted to show you in a quick 2-3 minutes, but Azure AD Connect will not let me show you now. So okay, okay, guys. So let's go ahead and you know what? Once this is done, I don't need this machine today, and even well, the thing is, this whole process is something that you should be doing at home and repeating at home as well, because it's really important for your job environment, right? So now what happens is that well, this video will be available forever on YouTube, so anytime you can repeat it as many times, but do repeat it at least once at home. And now, as we were talking before the break, we're going to create for those users who were not able to do all this. So we're going to create 5 users together. So that's everyone who do not have 390 users. You may follow. Some of us are following this, and they would want to have those 390 users. So that's very good. So you have all the time you need before the next Thursday to have those users there. And otherwise, we can all now go ahead and create 5 non-admin users. So and we can provide licenses to that too. You can create 10 if you want, but at least minimum 5 we're going to create there. And those who are trying the 390, you can just before the next Thursday easily anytime you can just follow that. I'll get that video up and running. So let's create now this is for everyone that let's create the 5 non-admin users and go ahead with the SharePoint. So yes, we can shut the VM off. Well, there's only one VM, so yes, we can shut down the VM. And I'll just shut down. The only thing was to just simply synchronize the users. Now let's go ahead with the next steps, and that is okay. So I'll just put those steps here, and let's create. So that's all in the nothing on premises after this. So I'm just gonna go up now. For those who have the machines, 1 or 2 small labs may be coming in the course, which may still be or may require a machine there, but only for those who have the machines already there, not for everyone. So here in cloud, once sync is done, then we will see 390 users. Those who did not do the AD Connect sync can create minimum 5 non-admin users with me now. So let's do that and create 5 non-admin users quickly, and I'll just go there. there. Yeah. And hopefully everyone's there in active users area. So where's that? This is when you log into the Office 365, you click the gray admin button, and then this is what you get. And here in the users area, we have active users. So everyone can now create the 5 non-admin users, right? So how do we do that? We'll just go to add user here. And once the 5 users are created, then we will take a screenshot of that, and that is everyone else's, your own screenshots now. So let's click the add user. Okay, so Gideon says with which email account? So Gideon, if you're logged into this Office 365, then hopefully you've gone to this gray admin. You're not logged in? Did you create this Office 365 account? So guys, everyone, please log into... Oh, you did not create Office 365 account. Hey, didn't we create all last class the Office 365 account? Guys, anyone else created the Office 365 account with me? Because we all created that in the last class. Were you in the last class there, Gideon? If you were, though, well, I was giving a lot of theory, but in the middle of a theory, I said that let's create the Office 365 account. So how many do not have Office 365 account created? So I was creating at that time, you were supposed to create that with me. So please then watch the previous video and follow how I created that Office 365 account. So since you don't have it, nobody else is talking, so this means everyone else has the... So Conley says, I think what you mean was the GA account for the admin account. Oh, no. When I say, Gideon, are you logged into Office 365 at all? So Gideon is saying no. So it's not global admin account. Global admin account we created today, right? So are you logged in last class? So it's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it's since the account is not there, so what can we do, right? So Gideon, you can follow the first video and create that account, and when you're uploading today screenshots, so use mine, but give that reason that you did not create that. That's why you're using mine. Others are not allowed to use my screenshots. So Gideon only for this time, and please follow the first class 1 video and create that account as we all created, and then you can join in next class with us. Okay guys, so others, your screenshots are required, unless you want to say something, then say it in chat. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and there is that Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and I'm going to go ahead with the add user here. So I hope everyone is doing that. So I'm just going to click that add user, single user, and then we can just quickly go for, this is pretty straightforward and simple. Your first name, 01. Okay, so your first name 01, your first name 01, and then we're just gonna give a password which can be small xyz, capital xyz, sharepoint23, sharepoint23. So just click that, let me create a password, and also keep these unchecked that require this user to change the password, and send password in email. If I select that, then we have to separately type email. Administrator get that information when the user account is created. Set up the basics. So once you have given this name and you've put the password here, make sure that this is unchecked here, require this user, and click next. And here one more license will be given to this user, so it's already selected here, assign license. Already Canada is selected, so nothing to do on this page, product licenses or assign product licenses. It's already selected. Okay, I'm gonna click next. And nothing to do on this page. Why? Because
Excuse me. Excuse me.
yes.
The other part, let me create my password. I don't see it. Do I need to?
See this? Are you on this page? Well, there's no reply, so shall I go ahead? No? Yes? Maybe?
So, did you change anything in the basics? You just next?
Here we just give the name and the password and uncheck this. And that's it. Next. And create the rest of the 4 users like that. Okay, so let's click next. And well, nothing on this page. It's all selected. No change on this page. Next. And no change on this page. So it's roles, and we don't need to. It's a non-admin user, so it's okay. Next. And then it comes down to finish, right? So that's it. Finish adding. Right? So once you do finish adding the user, you can go down here, right, to the bottom, and you see add another user, right? So we can just click the add another user until we create your first name 05. So rest of the 4 users we can just create on the last screen. We can click the add another user. Suppose you went really fast and you click the close button as well, then you can click the add user here from the back here as well. Anyway, I'm gonna click that add another user, and I'll go for your first name 02. Now you know the drill. Click here, it will appear automatically here on the display name, and Control A, Control C, and then click here and username Control V. So copy paste here your username. Then you go down here. We need the screenshot number 3, actually 2, on when we create 5 users. So let me create the password, and I'll go for small XYZ, capital XYZ, shift 123 without shift 123. So you give a name, you give a password, you uncheck this require this user just like the last user, and click next. And that's it. 22 license remaining. So this nothing on any of the other page. Next. Go to the bottom at the end, last page, and click add another user again until you reach your first name 05. Right? I'm gonna click next. Nothing to change here. Nothing to change here as well. So I'll click next again. On optional settings, nothing. On finish, just click finish adding. Right? Pretty straightforward. Then go on the final page, go way to the bottom and click add another user again until we reach your first name 05. I'll click that again and Control V, change the 2 to 3, tap, display name, tap, your first name 03 again.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Why is it not giving me my option to let me create the password?
It's not giving you the option.
Yeah.
So what do you see here? Auto generate or
Auto create password require user change or send password upon completion.
so you don't see let me create the password? Wow.
No.
Okay, then you can. Is there a pop-up somewhere or some link here that nothing, right?
Nothing. It's just those are the 3 options. Automatically create a password or require a user to change the password, just like.
Okay, so you can just stick to auto generate password, which is okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just go for let me create, and we're not going to actually log in from these users in majority of the cases. Next. That's it. Next, right? And oh, Amir says, uncheck all the options. Are those options checked or unchecked? So I'm back on this screen, and these options should be unchecked.
Yeah.
Okay. So they are okay. Next, non-admin user. So next, finish, right? Finish adding. Go way to the down. Add another user, and now it's going to be fourth. Tap 4. Tap first name 04. Let me create the password. It's not XYZ, capital XYZ, Sharepoint 123, without Sharepoint 123. Okay. Next. Finish adding. And the last one, I'll go way to the bottom, add another user, Control V, change to 5, tap, 5 again, tap, your first name 05, that, 123, dot 123. Alright, then it's just next, finish. That's it. So I don't need to add another user now. 5 users were created. And I'll simply click close. Okay, so well, those who do not have 390 users, and you will have these users, right? So well, those who have 300 users can take a screenshot of those, these 5 users as well. If you haven't created those, only for those who do not have, who have 300 users, right, can take a screenshot of any of the section of 390 users, and those who do not have can take screenshot of these 5 users, right? So either 390 users or these 5 users. Screenshot number 2, users created. So screenshot number 2, users created, or maybe 3, I guess. Yeah, it's screenshot number 3. So screenshot number 3 would be users created. If you had 390 users, you can take 390 users, any section, picture, and those who don't have can take this picture. So I'll just go ahead and simply put that screenshot 3. So screenshot users created, just as simple as that. Screenshot 3 users created, and screenshot of your users. I'll go to so here, yeah, COMP3121, users created, users created. Oh, screenshot 3. Screenshot 3 equals users created. Okay. Alright guys, let's go ahead, and we got the users in place as well. So I'm gonna go back to this. We'll go to the slide now, and there, SharePoint Online site connections. So previous class we had an introduction of creating a site, and then well, there's that introduction online as well. We went for the introduction anyway, so I'll just click that excuse me, that link, where it just gives an overview of Microsoft SharePoint is a cloud-based service. Online is short cloud-based service that helps organizations share and manage content, knowledge, and applications to empower teamwork, quickly find information, seamlessly collaborate across the organization. So some points are this: migration. You can do migration from on-premises to cloud, and there are some tools there. Migrate content to OneDrive. Suppose you have in file servers on premises, you have a lot of files there, so you can migrate them to OneDrive. How to migrate from on-premises file shares to Microsoft 365. So some of the tools, we're going to try that. We're going to download those small tools in our virtual machine or in our laptop even. We can download that and we can check out that how we can upload files, migrate files to OneDrive from these tools. SharePoint migration tool is that tool where not only OneDrive, you can just migrate file services, file server files and folders to OneDrive through this tool, SharePoint migration tool, but also on-premises SharePoint, all data can be migrated to online SharePoint. Hybrid for SharePoint server, this is another tool that lets you connect the on-premises Toronto branch, suppose, SharePoint server to online SharePoint server. So other than that, there's governance and overview of retention policies. Now this we have talked about in Exchange Online as well. Overview of retention policies, OneDrive retention and deletion. So this is what we're going to learn here in this course, that what are the retention policies for the files that you create in OneDrive, and sensitivity labels, and which data is critical, which data is confidential. You can label them as well. Overview of data loss prevention. So DLP we did in Exchange Online, data loss prevention. We talked about that. So if there's a sensitive data that is in your email, like financial data like credit card information in your email, and you can, if you're sending it outside your organization, then your email will be blocked. So that is DLP, and then content search is, we already did that in Exchange Online. So all these features are there. They're talking about collaboration you can do, and file collaboration in SharePoint with Microsoft 365. So you can share files with others in Microsoft 365. We're going to do those labs as well. External sharing, you can share your files that were uploaded in SharePoint to outside the organization people as well. Create a secure guest sharing environment, and then modern intranet. So SharePoint is also called modern intranet. Provides a rich set of tools to help you create and maintain your organization's intranet. Use these resources to get started. So plan your SharePoint site. So we'll be creating a site in SharePoint now. Manage site creation and plan an intelligent SharePoint intranet, which is just an internet for the employees of the company and not outsiders. Planning your SharePoint hub sites. So we're going to talk about hub sites when we go there to create a site. And then there's training. Administrators are often called upon to teach others in the organization how to use new technologies. Use these resources to help your users be successful with SharePoint in Microsoft 365. So Microsoft 365 learning pathways and SharePoint training. Show your users the basics of SharePoint. Okay, so Gideon says there, did you upload the last week video? And hey, yeah, I did, didn't I? Okay, let me check it out quickly. I'll just on the other side, and I'll just give you the link quickly, and then let's start. Tuesday, and we got collab Thursday. Yeah. So I'll just put that link now here. So COMP3121 class videos link. I'm putting it in WhatsApp, and I'm putting it here. So import information, I'll just put it here. Class videos. Okay, so okay, and I'll also put it there in okay, where was it? Yeah. So direction to SharePoint and Azure 5. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking about collaboration and modern intranet hub sites. We're going to see a lot of new terminology here. Customization, and so we were talking about the training here that you can see resources to help your users be successful with SharePoint. So there's a SharePoint training here for basics of SharePoint, right? So if I click that here and open, so SharePoint video training, quick start, intro to SharePoint, create sites, posts and lists, share and sync. This is free video training from Microsoft as well. SharePoint video training. I'll just copy that and put that link. That's for pretty much end users, not for the administrators. Our course is about administration, right? So I'm going to go for import. Okay, let me just add the tent here. Important. And okay, here. Oh, it did not put the link. Okay, I'll just quickly go there and give you the link here. Alright, so I'll go back here and continue. So other than that, customization. So SharePoint provides a wide range of options for customization. We recommend using the out-of-the-box features and functionality as much as possible to meet your organization's needs. So there are so many features there for customization. We're going to explore all those features. And then it comes down to, there are related topics here for SharePoint limits. And we can also connect to SharePoint management shell. Excuse me. So when we come down, excuse me. So when we come down to the limits here, limits by plan. So we have here E5, right? This one, Enterprise 5. So feature total storage per organization, 1 terabyte plus 10 GB per license purchased. So this is for business basic, business standard, and business premium that you get. 1 terabyte plus 10 GB per license purchase. So each user basically gets 10 GB. But here, this is also 1 terabyte plus 10 GB per license purchased is for E3, E5, E1, E3, E5, or SharePoint Plan 1 or 2. Maximum storage per site. So when you create a site, you can get 25 terabyte of space per site. We're about to create a site, so we're going to see that there are 25 terabyte space will be so you can create one site, second site, suppose sales department site, marketing department site, administration department site, and all that, right? So each site would be 25 terabyte, will be provided 25 terabytes. So that's a lot of space for one site. And then there is site collections per organization. Sites, how many sites in a site collection? So the top site is normally called site collections, right? And you can create 2 million sites or small sites. Suppose you want to go for, in the sales department site collection you've created, which is just the top site, and within that sales department you're creating just a site for general information, and then you're creating a site for announcement for sales department, or okay, employees for sales department. So whatever separate site, or maybe every sales department employee or every salesman or saleswoman gets a site as well. So you can create pretty much 2 million sites in one top site there. Okay, and number of users is up to 300 can access this business basic, standard, or business premium, while one up to 500,000 users can be connected to any of those E1, E3, E5 SharePoint plans, or here also Microsoft 365 F1 or F3 or Office 365 F3 plans. So this is then you can see all the limits. Service limits for all plans. This is a list can have 30 million items. So this is the service overall limits that it's talking about. We're gonna keep going there. When we talk about lists, we can just check that out. What is that anyway? And so I'll just go for the links here as well. SharePoint service limits, SharePoint service limits. Okay. Okay, guys. So what we can do is, please add me to the GBC. Okay, there's one WhatsApp group. This is Amir. My phone number has changed. Oh, okay. So Amir, at 10 o'clock, please remind me before you go. So I'll add you there to the WhatsApp group. So let's go ahead, guys, and we will be connecting. So I'm just going to go ahead to our incognito mode, and inside the incognito mode here, you can go to, this is Microsoft 365 Admin Center, right? So Microsoft 365 Admin Center, if you go down and then there's show all here, you click that show all, and we already did that. So we go to SharePoint. So then once we click the SharePoint, so this is this was the first screenshot here, and so SharePoint, now inside the SharePoint Admin Center, we the first page that you see there is SharePoint File Activity Report, and then SharePoint Site Usage Report, and it goes down to Message Center as well. SharePoint Spaces to be available by default in new menu. The service health is one of the main areas there that we must keep an eye on. This means that from the Microsoft side, if their regions or their availability zone or their data center is down, that is directly affecting us, our users in the company. So service health is the main area to see. SharePoint Online Service is healthy, so it says here, right? And that service health, if I go back here to the admin center, the headquarters, right? So you can see the health here as well, and that this is something that as an administrator you need to keep an eye on. And if I click that, there's a service health here. If I click the service health, so only service affected is Exchange Online. Azure, the rest of the services are all healthy, right? And you can see all the services that they are talking about. In fact, that's a pretty much long list there. So I'm going to go back to SharePoint, the green S up there, right? So here, now SharePoint Admin Center, once we go there, so this was the home button. Then we go down to sites here, and when we go to the sites, there's a down arrow button here. I'm just going to click that down arrow button, and there's active sites and there are deleted sites. So if we click the active sites, so you can see that by default there are some sites created here. I'm going to click that, try a different view or save a view you've customized. So yes, all sites we can. I'm just going to click that. Got it. Now you can see here that use this page to sort and filter sites and manage sites. So there's all company site already created by SharePoint, and you can see the URL here that is showing there and the storage used till now is 00, so all the storage column is there. And then there are primary admin is the group owner, or who's the owner of the site. Well, the admin with which we created this whole subscription, right? And hub, we're going to talk about hub as well. But hub basically is a concept of that if you have created some sites here that are actually related to one entity. So suppose you created 5 different sites here and they're all belonging to sales department. So you can create a hub and sales. Suppose hub is sales sites hub, and then all related sites can be collected together under one hub, right? So it's all about related sites. So then there is communication site here also written, and that communication site is a typical site that is used. Now you can see the template here, right? We talked about hub column, but we didn't talk about the template column. So there's a team site and there's a communication site. So these are the two major types there that are created. So team site, when you create this one, you create a team as well. So with a site, a team also gets created. Now what am I talking about? Team gets created where? What team? What is a team? So team is just you can see a group where there are tools that can help you collaborate with each other in a project. So it's one team. It's not exactly like security group, or but you can just create that. And if I go back to the red square here, Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and go down to, there's a Teams as well, right? So SharePoint and Teams, Exchange and Teams, they're all connected with each other to give ultimate collaboration experience to the end users. So if I go back here and click the Teams here, and it opens another tab. I'm going to click that, skip for now, 14 days, this is required, still trying to log in. So to open the web app, you need to change your browser settings to allow third-party cookies. Okay, so yeah, Teams basically does not open inside incognito mode. Seriously. Third-party cookie disabled. Okay, that's not good. Apply, and if I go to this, I'm just showing you, you don't really have to follow this. If I go to this Firefox, the browser, and type that Teams link here, and it says third-party cookies are disabled here as well. So try closing the browser and then log out again. Anyway, so we haven't gone to Teams yet, and I was just trying to show you a sample of that. But anyway, we're gonna go in depth with Teams. Don't worry, you're going to understand firsthand what is Teams. I'm just gonna click the back button here, because when I click the Teams, it opened. Actually, I think it opened on top of SharePoint Admin. No, it did not. So I'll just drag that SharePoint here, and if you are not using incognito mode, Teams would open for you, but since it's not opening, and I have to spend a little more time doing that. So instead of that, I'll just come back here and close the Teams, because we're going to put some time there as well. So here, once we're on the sites, you can see communication site and GB site. So one is team site, one is communication site. So let's create our own site, and let's click the create button here. Once we click the create button under active sites, so you can see two types of site that you can create. Choose the type of site you would like to create, and there's a team site and there's a communication site. Oh, okay. So there's a Yusuf is saying there that I don't have the GB site. Okay, let's click the close button here. This GB site was automatically created. In fact, if I click that URL, yeah, so that's kind of a public group here. It's showing So I guess everyone else should have that GB site. If not, that's still not a big deal. Normally it gets automatically created, and but if it's not there, it doesn't matter, because we're going to create our own sites. We're not going to actually use any of the default sites there. Okay, but it should have been created. I'm not sure why it did not create for you, but this is something, these are samples, and we don't have to really go after it. So I'm going to go for create. Let's click the create button. And then there's a team site and there's a communication site. So team site does what? Share documents, have conversations with your team, keep track of events, manage tasks, and more with a site connected to a Microsoft 365 group. So it just says that when you create a team site, so a site gets created in SharePoint admin center, but also a team gets created in the team's area, right, in the team's software. So I'm still saying that we're going to explore that when we go to the team's enterprise application. That is also a big one because it's connected with telecom as well. Now we're going to go for communication site. Oops, did I click that? Cancel. Create. Yeah, so we're going to go for communication site, which says that publish dynamic, beautiful content to people in your organization to keep them informed and engaged on topics, events, or projects. So the difference is here in team site, you actually collaborate and share, live everything. You're editing the document, and then somebody else is also editing the document, or you're doing collaboration, and those tools are there in team site that help you really collaborate in real time and exchanging files with each other. So this is like you have some dynamic or static information there that you need to share with others. So that's why you're creating a typical site for your department, so, or for the company. So this is communication site, and under that new crisis communication site template is available in response to COVID-19. Suppose a company, now there are some templates as well, like you want to create a site for a search. So the search template, you want to create a site for just collect documents. So there's a template for that. So all kinds of sites, typical sites that are there, you can create. There will be templates there made available as well. Now that's what it's saying, that maybe you have crisis there, and you're the type of company that has a crisis department there. So there's a template for that with the tools that help you deal with the crisis. If another option is create a new team site without a Microsoft 365 group or a document center, enterprise wiki, publishing portal, or project web app site. So when you create a team site, lots of other things also get created in different areas of Microsoft 365. So this is that option. When we go to the team site, we're going to discuss that too. So let's go for that communication site, and let's click on top of this communication site. And there are these designs. So the good thing is that when you do create a site here, it can be opened in the cell phone as well as in your laptop, tablet, so any size. So choose a design. There are designs here as well. There's a showcase and there's a black one. If you click that, this is the topic design already that is chosen for us. Then there is showcase, and if you click that showcase, so this is more photos or images, and then some explanation there if you want to go for that design. Then there's a blank as well, that you want to start from the scratch, you can go for blank. So we're going to go for topic here, which is another typical design that many choose. And then we can go for the site name, and your first name, company, site. You can just go for that, and you can see the underlying full URL for that site. That's quite long, but this is how it shows. So your domain is showing there, then sharepoint.com is showing there, then sites, and then your first name company site. So there's that sites. If you drop down here as well, so there's teams. Hey, you want to create a team site, teams related site, which will create a lot of other tools as well, or you just want to go for a typical site like a website for a department. And that is again, we're going for intranet, right? This is not like a public site unless you want to make it public. That's another thing. It's just for inside your organization of Microsoft 365 subscription, that anyone who's logged in can see this, unless you want to make it available to outside users as well. So then the site owner is there. So who's the site owner? What username is there? So you can just go for your name, and if I just type my name, so this is the account, this is the root account. This is the account with which we created our subscription of Microsoft 365 in the previous class. So this is the root account, so we're just going to select that. And then language is this. Then there are advanced settings showing here as well. So we're going to click that advanced settings here. If we go down here, so the time zone is wrong. I'm going to go for inside of Pacific time, we're going to go for Eastern time, US and Canada, and click this. Yeah.
Excuse me. For the site owner, mine is not saying that the admin account. Or,
It's not showing the admin account. So if you click on the top here,
yeah.
go ahead and click that. So whatever name comes the first, or don't click, just hover over there. Or actually, when you click, then it shows. So whatever name comes there, you have to type that one name, and it's gonna.
I type my first name. It's not bringing that the name of the account.
So when you type it, does it not bring it?
No, it's just showing the accounts, the 01 to 5 that I just opened.
Okay, so it's only showing 01, 02, 03?
Yes.
And it's not showing your admin account. So this means, well, I put the spellings of my name and then it showed me, right? So whatever spellings you put for your name, you need to use that. And or maybe you just put admin, plain admin there at that time, previous class. So you need to figure out what name you gave there, and it's going to detect that because you're inside right now. So, and you can just keep this page up and right click on top of it, this tab here, right? And you can make a duplicate page, right? And once you make a duplicate page, if you're doing that, then you can go back and check out here, because on that page it was not letting you show. So whatever you see here, you can just type that. This is your name, whatever, and the admin here. So type any of those. Try to figure out as well. Try to troubleshoot. Okay. So site owner here, and if we go down here, that's Pacific. So I'll just click that, Eastern time, US and Canada. And then the site description, which is well, whatever you want to describe. So it's a company site. We'll just keep it simple, or you can just give any kind of extra explanation there as well. Okay, once that is all created, then we can click the finish button. So I'm gonna go ahead and click the finish button, right? Okay, finish. And it used to take a lot of time to create a site, for the site to get created, and well, and then it used to get created right away as well. Okay, it's still creating. Creating site. If I click on the refresh, that is moving. So it's saying creating site. Let's close that. Oh, Okay, so it has started taking time again to create a site. Oh, okay, so it's right away for you. Yusuf says right away, Keith says right away. Oh, so I'm the lucky one. Okay, Ahmed says right away. And Jacob says refresh. Okay, I'll refresh on the top here, the browser one. And it's not created. I was gonna say created. What? It's giving me the classic speed performance. It used to happen in the classic that we will just sit and wait, wait and sit. Well, if the site is created here, it shows here, then this would be our screenshot number 4, site, new site. Well, it's we should just give the terminology here. Well, new site created. You can just take a picture or screenshot of if it is created already. For me, it's still creating. And for you, you can just, if it's created, take a screenshot number 4, site created. You can just keep simple names. Okay, Kingsley says, can I correct the name on my admin account? Well, you can remember what you created. Hopefully it's somehow your name still.
It's still my name, but I missed the typing. That was why I didn't see it when I was.
It's okay. If it's your name and the spellings are a little, here and there, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Well, you can just go to the profile and view count. There's a view count here, right? And there's a My Office profile. So any of those areas you can go there and try to change your name. Okay. Well, that's really strange why it got created for you right away, and for me, it's not. One reason could be that I'm in incognito mode, but I've been doing that in incognito mode as well. Anyone else in incognito mode? Or it's only me in incognito mode. I think no one else is in incognito. Oh, okay, Nirvana there, Hamid, alright. In incognito, okay. Hey, then I should move out of Scarborough. I think it's Scarborough, and or there is another reason. Let's blame it to the trillion dollar company called Microsoft. Let's blame it on that. We've been doing that for decades now, but I don't know how it's still a $1 trillion company, because governments, military, banks, hospitals, insurance companies, they all are on Azure, and especially Microsoft 365. Especially. Pretty much all of them have Microsoft 365 package, either Exchange Online or SharePoint. These are the most critical things that are needed for collaboration. And yeah, so, but yeah, it is, Microsoft does some ridiculous things, especially if we're in Scarborough, then it happens. So I need to move out from Scarborough. Whichever area has faster internet, I'll just move to there before the next class. Which is, I'm kidding. Okay, so, oh, okay. You'll buy Microsoft and fix the glitches. Wow. This is ridiculous now. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead to policies and sharing. I'll just go to some other page and then come back here and load this page. Wow, it actually is busy. It's like real busy. What? Okay, now I'm sure it's, no, I was gonna say incognito, but you guys are also on incognito. Okay, I'll just create another site. Maybe it didn't like the name here. I'll go click create. It never took this kind of time, ever. Well, since the new design came. So I'll go ahead and excuse me, site name. You don't have to create that, guys. I'm just creating company site 1. And I'll just go for, oops, my name was hijacked, AMIR, right? So Okay, so it's not hijacked. Yeah, it's okay. Eastern time and finish. I didn't give the detailed description. I think that was a bug. Now don't tell me this is gonna take also time. Complete site 1. Really? Okay. Not good. No way. What? Refresh. Okay, I'll take this whole link and put it on. I'll log out from here. Out. Close this. Another one. And Firefox. I'm trying in Firefox. I want to log in from GA. Oh. I'm also in the same state as you, Brady. Okay, progress. Brady, are you in Scarborough? It happens to me when I'm teaching from Scarborough, right? Oh, getting the same error. Oh, Conley also. So we 3 are in Scarborough then. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just grab this admin here. I teach other classes like Google Cloud when I'm teaching, or Azure I'm teaching. So whenever it's so slow, I just say okay, because I'm in Scarborough. So, but this is ultimate now. This is ridiculous. Never saw this before. What was I doing? Yeah, I'll go to another browser. Simply log in from there. Really, seriously. So service is down just for me. Somebody attacked the teacher machine. That's not fair. Active sites. Oh, nothing is happening. So whatever is happening is there. So I'll just go for a create site, communication site, and I'll go for company site 2 now, because others are still in the process. And again, okay, Eastern finish. Come on, we need to get going. Wait, so it's not the browser, I guess. Okay, so there are two other students, and me. We are all in progress. So what we can do is, guys, it's created for you, right? So now ignore that. I'm gonna take a screenshot actually of this. Is it sites or sites or dot sites or dot sites? Well, it's dot sites. Like dots won't matter. Yeah, dong, it's okay, because we don't have to write the dots. Dots are from the SharePoint application itself. So, okay, so yeah. Now, well, I think this issue is gonna remain here for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a screenshot of the communication site. Now that should not confuse whoever is following up later, that you will be taking a screenshot of your new site, and I'll be taking a screenshot of an already created site here, because that's also a communication site, a sample communication site that was created by SharePoint until my 3 sites are up now. So let me check on the other side on my Chrome. Incognito. Refresh. Wow. No kidding. Okay, anyway. So I'm going to take a screenshot number 4. And you're going to take a screenshot of your newly created site. I'm going to take a, well, not like just the, I'll take a screenshot of the whole page with your new site. So new, well, I think I gave the name site created, right? So just go for site created, and I'll also take a screenshot of that. Hopefully nobody gets confused that my own created site is not showing there. For you, your own created site must be there. For me, it's just not coming there, and waiting for it is taking, it's a waste of time waiting for it. So I'll just go for the screenshot for site created. You need to show your actual site. Actually, two students said that they still don't have the site, just like mine. So in that case, you can just go for the same screenshot as I'm going, and you have to write there that I was still waiting for my site to get created, right? So for those who the site was not created, only for those. So you need to show your actual site with your name, because we put the name, right, with your name, right? So okay, let's quickly do that. And screenshot 4, right? What happened? Hey, I'm clicking on, oh, okay, I'm clicking on the wrong WhatsApp. Screenshot 3, yeah, it's 4. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and COMP3121 equals screenshot 4 equals excuse me, site created, and yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and I'll just go for that communication site, but then you will not have that template that will be showing there. So you can just confirm. I'm going to go to the communication. So now your site is created, right? So we can click on that site. You're going to not click on communication site. You're going to click on your site. I'm going to click on communication site, or those students can click whose site is just like this. It's just getting created, in the process of getting created, right? So let's click the your site. Once you click that site, so it doesn't actually go directly to that site. It opens this, and we need to actually go there where the URL is showing, but it also shows a lot of other things here, like site name, communication site, hub association. So I'll be showing you, when you select a site, there's a hub also that appears here, and the main purpose of hub is if there are related sites that you want to put under one hub. So it's just like a parent company, or a name under which there are different sites, because their purpose seem like same. They're related to each other in some way. So observation, we're going to come back to that. Microsoft 365 group connected. No, there is no 365 group connected. What is 365 group? In Exchange Online, you may have gone through dynamic group, and then security group, mail enabled security group, and then distribution list, right? So normally when you create a team site, so it creates a group as well. Now here, when you create a communication site, it does not create a group for that. So description, nothing, I didn't put anything, and this is the URL there, and template is communication site. This is the template we used, and the domain name. So not much here. If you go to the activity here, so last site activity, files stored, page views in the last 30 days, page visits in the last 30 days. So some information that later is quite important or useful is there about the activity on the site, and then permissions. So you're the only site administrator there, but then you can also add site owners and site members and site visitors if it's a totally secure site, and whoever you want the site to see, you can add only those people. And I'm gonna close that. Click. Oh, all right, it kicked me out as well. Okay, I'll kick myself in, and it's still getting great. So all right, so permissions and then policies. There are some policies as well. We're going to go in detail later, and that is external sharing. So file folders on the site can be shared with anyone. So we're going to talk about sensitivity, how sensitive your documents are, how sensitive your sharing settings should be, that you don't want to share with outside users, outside the organization users, outside Microsoft 365 users. So then you can just change the policy according to that. Now I'm going to go back to the general here, and then we're going to go for URL. I'm going to click that URL to open the actual site that got created. I'm going to click that site here, and this is the communication site that you see there. Now hopefully you're also seeing the same template that I'm seeing here, and so if you're seeing the same template, then you're seeing the same picture there, or pictures there as well. So this is something that it says you need permission to access the site. You need permission. Oh. So Amir, you can share the screenshot as well. Although I'm not expecting anyone else got a permission issue. You're not supposed to get a permission issue. Eric, yes. Okay, guys, can you share that? Maybe you're. Oh, guys, are we in GA account? We don't need to be logged into global admin. We need to log in. See this? We need to log in from the top admin, the root account, the account that is not global administrator. You're supposed to log in from admin, not from your first name GA. Make sure that you're not logged in from your first name GA. Okay. Hey, Yusuf troubleshooted it. There you go. So, oh, okay. So, if you get, I think Amir shared it. So, if you get this, you need permission to access this site. So, please log out from Global Administrator and log in from your root account, which is the admin. And alright, so let us go ahead, Netrato. So while we're in the sites, you can see that there's home, documents, pages, site contents. So basically it's for a, suppose you have a company of 100,000 users, or you have a company of a few thousand users. The thing is that this is not just one simple site. It has everything that a company would need in an intranet. Securely sharing documents, securely uploading documents, securely searching for the right documents, and all kinds of other corporate tools should be available to do the day-to-day job, right? So there's that communication site here: home, documents, pages, site contents, and then edit. And then there is on the right side there is share button here as well, right? And if you click the edit, then you will see the whole page. Still don't have permission. Oh, Amir, in that case, Kongli says, sir, I tried to add sites and Kongli company site into the URL, and it showed me my company site even though it doesn't appear on SharePoint Admin Center. Oh, okay. So this means that you use the URL and separately put it in the tab, and it opened that site, although it's not still showing there. Okay, wow. So this could be that Microsoft on some machines or some accounts is not working right now, particularly these hours. So it's just doing weird stuff. And but if you're able to open Kongli, then you're good. So, but thanks for sharing. And Amir, you can sign out from wherever you're signed in, all of those, and then sign in again just from one tab, right? Amir says just click on the link, then it will open. Cool. Okay, also let me just check that what happened to, really, okay. So yes, it says company site. If I just put that link in front of the other, link there, then it should open. But the thing is that it's pretty much the same what we have here as well, right? So I'll just no, it asks me to log in, so I'll just quickly log in. Next time I'll try to go for sign out from my Edge browser, so I could just use this site in Edge browser. Normally it's good, it works. And I signed in again, and now even the progress is not showing, and the site itself is also not showing. So it was in the process of getting created. And refresh. Anyway, so I was in that site. Yeah, this one, right? So if it is open for you, first of all, so this is the front page of the site, the first page of the site, and there's a page detail. If you go to new here, for example, there's a list, there's a document library, there's a page, news, post, news, link, app. So all the apps you can add from the Microsoft Store, and news links, news posts, and so that if we go down this page, you can see all that, those sections as well. Add news, create new posts, title of new post, and if you go further down, events, then you can just plan your whatever events are there. And if you further go down, whatever documents were shown on the company sites for announcements, or your new CEO is this and whatever, or you're the employee of the month, right? And your salary was increased from 30 per hour to 60 per hour. So that announcement would be here, right? Or you won at 200,000 Bitcoin from a lost password. What am I talking about? Okay, so here, yeah, one guy had 7,000 or 700,000 Bitcoins, and they were saved in an email or the address of them, and he forgot the email password. This happened to actually so many people. Okay, so, and that was way back. Now he's just, you know. Okay, so now we can go for documents here. So the home page here, and then we go to documents. You're gonna see a lot of corporate tools inside the communication site. It's not just simple site there, right? So if you go to the documents, you can see here new, upload, edit in grid view, sync, add shortcut to OneDrive, export to Excel, and power apps, and then automate. So these are very cool tools that we're going to be talking about. Power apps, especially, you can create cell phone apps, mobile apps for your company with low code or no code. And we're going to talk about that. I'll give you an idea that you can actually create apps for the company and give some functionality in the background. But it's a full separate course of Power Apps as well that teaches you how to create apps without being a programmer. So that's pretty amazing, and you can create for a company any kind of smaller tools or smaller apps there. Automate just automates your 5 or 6 tasks that you do every day. Suppose if the document uploads, I want to be notified of that document. Suppose a document uploads and I want that notification to be emailed to me, as well as some other automated task should happen within Microsoft 365 in any other application. So you want to automate 3 or 4 tasks together. So this is Power Automate. But we're gonna check it out later. Right now we see that there's so many powerful tools that for corporate they are very useful for their performing their day-to-day tasks there. If you go to new here inside under the documents, so obviously you can create a new folder, new Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, Excel link, and then edit new menu and add template here as well. But these are some typical options. If you go to pages, so you can create, just like Facebook page, you create a fan page, you create there. So you can create page here. Suppose it's auto parts company, suppose it's Toyota company, Office 365. So Toyota company would want to create some pages for their employees, for their developers, for their designers, or for just their clients as well, that talks about parts, car parts or SUV parts. So you can create pages, but there are so many tools inside a page that you can add, so many widgets that you can add on a page. We're going to create those pages and we're going to check out. But then there is site contents here. Now that's kind of a skeletal structure of your communication site here, the site contents. So it comprises of documents folder in the background, form templates, style library, events, and then site pages. So and the type is document library, events list, and page library. So and then there are subsites, so you can create subsites under one site. And you saw that you in the limitation that under the site collection you can create 2 million sites, right? So those subsites you can create here. uh, when I say site collection, so this whole first site is the site is it's also called site collection. When we used to deploy SharePoint on premises or in our machines in previous years, then we used to first create a site collection. Inside the site collection, we used to create sites. So this first site that you create on the root is called site collection. Actually, it's not just site, it's site collection. And under that, so collection of sites, right? So the name says it all. Collection of sites is called site collection. So yes, you can create 2 million subsites here, and you can create subsite and then subsite of a subsite and then subsite of you can just see create a whole hierarchy of subsites there if you want, carefully to be done. Without creating any confusion, right? So we're going to create subsites as well, but this is communication site, and contents, this is skeletal structure. Or you can create document libraries, form templates there, style libraries there, and events and site pages. So we will be definitely testing all that. So when you go to new, you can see list. You can create lists and page, document library, app. You can add a lot of apps for SharePoint and subsite. So these are the main major tasks, you can say, in a typical site collection. Or if you create a sub-site, and this will also have this new button, and this will also have list, page, document library, app in a sub-site as well. Plus you can create a sub-site inside a sub-site as well. So this is in site content. So this is the contents of this particular site collection, or the site that was created on the root, right? And if we go ahead, there's an edit button here. So that is you can just try to edit what you need here and what you don't need. So there's that 3 dots here, and you want to move down the home button, and home and site content should be the first one, or you just want to entirely remove any of those in the menu up there, so you can remove those as well. But that's just editing the page, right? Enable site navigation, audience targeting. So this is turn on audience targeting to promote content to specific audiences across the navigation of the site, including hub and footer navigation. So well, this is you want to add some users there that should be able to see, and not all users should be able to see, then you can do that too. If we go to the right side, then there's a site settings. Now that's a big amount of long list of functionalities and tools that are there in the site settings. If so we're in the site contents, right? And then you see site settings. If I click the pages instead of site contents, I click pages. So I don't see site settings here, right? So if I go back to site contents, so then I see site settings. So contents of this particular site, yes, but then there are suppose there are 10,000 users, or maybe 50,000 or 100,000 users actually, which are connecting, or they're all employees, right? Suppose in a very big company, right? So they're all coming to this site. So there has to be a lots of types of settings there to maintain a company site. Maybe it is having huge amount of employees, or clients plus employees. So if you go to the site settings, let's click that, and once it opens, then you can see a long list of categories of so many options that you have, features you have. So there's a users and permissions area inside settings, and then user permissions have peoples and groups, site permissions, site collection, administrators, how many administrators you want, site app permissions, so how many apps you want allowed here in this site, web designer galleries, site columns, and how many columns you want. So you want to add more columns, site content types, what kind of content can be there, site administration comes, regional settings, language settings, export transactions, import translations actually, and export translations, user alerts, RSS. So you want information from other news sites, then it's RSS, workflow settings, term storage management, and then search. The search section is big as well. That just like Google, right? So Google decided a few years back that from now on, if anyone searches for a software, the software cracking sites will not come up first, right? So they decided that, and then they modified their search. So now the legit sites come first, and then third, fourth, fifth page maybe, or later, then the crack sites also come in the search. So you can refine your search. You can actually make changes in the search. Suppose the CEO has created a Excel file called accounts, and some employee is looking for a file called accounts from which was created by another employee, right? But CEO's file name is also accounts. So you can just refine the search that whenever somebody's searching for a typical file name, and if it is the same name as CEO's file name, then CEO's file name should be hidden and should not come in the search of all the hundreds or thousands of documents that are coming in the search with the same name. So you can really design your search in a way that users would be able to search from thousands and millions of documents exactly what they want in a very short amount of time. So then there's lots of options there in the search as well, and look and feel, title, description, and logo, quick launch, and change the look. So well, that's where the designers come in and they try to make the whole company site look better. And site actions, manage site features, enable search configuration export. So lots of site features there we're going to explore. Site collection administration. So the site collection administration, you can just then check about recycle bin. Then there are so many search related extra settings which are not in the search category are here in site collection administration. And then site collection features, hierarchy, collection audit settings, who is doing what, who changed what at what time on this site is all being audited, and you can just export those settings there. Portal site connection, storage metrics, and who's storing how many files in the site. In the background, it's just OneDrive it's being used, and you can we already saw the limits there. That 25 terabyte is given per site, right? So that's a lot of size there. Site collection app permissions. So each app that is added to the SharePoint, what are the permissions for that? Who can use those apps? Content type publishing, what kind of content can be published? HTML field security, site collection health checks, and site collection upgrade. So these are a lot of settings here in or site settings which are for that site collection that we just created here. So that would be our screenshot number 5 here, that site settings of a site collection. So we can take a screenshot number 5 here, site settings of a site collection. Site settings of the site collection, and your URL is actually showing here. Oh, screenshot number 6. Well, the last screenshot I said as 4 and 3 and 2. Oh yeah, so it is 5 actually, isn't it? Now on the WhatsApp it's 5. Oh, like 4 are done. Okay, we did one of the site. We did. Let me check it out. Users, then this active sites. That's it. What was the extra screenshot? 2, 1. Yep, 5. So total 4. So we did not for extra site, I guess. Or I didn't. So screenshot for 5. And that is the site settings. I'll just go back there. So this is site settings, and your URL should be showing there. Your URL has your name, right? Your domain name. So whatever part of the site is showing, but your URL must be showing there, right? Make sure your URL is showing. That has your name. Okay, so copy that and let's go there. Screenshot 5. And that is the site setting of site collection. Site settings of site collection. Control V. And I'll quickly go for it. So, 3121. Screenshot 5. Site settings for site collection. Alright. And if we go back here, so that's a lot of settings behind one site collection. You can do all these changes. If I want to go back, so there's a back button here. I'm going to click that browser based back button, and it should take us back to where we were talking about the home, documents, pages, site contents, edit, and then there is site settings. That is really one setting that is very critical. So if I click the home button again, now this is overall a site that gets created and a site collection that gets created. If I just check on the background, wow, no kidding, it's still creating that. Okay, that is ridiculous. No way. 2 sites are getting created. Is it really create site? Because mine's still creating site. Oh yeah, I think it's bringing bricks and cement and everything. It's doing it manually. So it's happening to 2 or 3 students, I think, 3 or 4 students. That's why we relied on. But the site that you create is, and this communication site, they're the same. There's different names, but all the features are the same. So well, this never happens unless, well, I'm the lucky one and 2 or 3 more lucky ones. So I'm going to go back to this slide here where first we visited that site collection. So then a site collection is made up of one top level site and all sites below it. So we created our top level site, and that is called site collection. And as shown in the following figure, it is the top level of organization in a SharePoint server web application. The number of site collections you can have in a single web application depends on the capacity of your server infrastructure. Now this slide is talking about on-premises, while we're talking about SharePoint Online, where we can create 2 million sites. Now that's kind of unlimited, although it's limited to 2 million, but that's too much. So, a web application can connect to a top level site. So in the front end, you will have some kind of very well-designed web application that connects in the background to SharePoint, and all its sub-sites are opened as or added as pages or links in that web application, right? So web application can connect to all these sub-sites in the background as well. And what are all these site collections in SharePoint? So we just talked about the 3 default site collections there already, or the top sites. If we go down here, SharePoint site is a website that contains different SharePoint web parts. So we haven't gone through that, and in fact that name has changed as well. So, but these are widgets. Suppose you want a calendar widget, right? A small tool that does a specific task. Or you can add Google Map in your page or site, or you can add alarm clock there or a clock there, different countries' time there, so you can see all that. There were parts like document library, calendar, task list. You can add document library as a web part as well. So we're going to see how a page is created and what kind of tools we can add there. And then when we publish, then how does it really look like, right? So, and we can have more pages there created as well. SharePoint site collection, just as the name implies, is a collection of SharePoint sites. Each site collection contains a single top level site and subsites below it. Okay, so we get that idea already. And later we're going to create some subsites as well. So we're going to see that sites versus site collection, key points to keep in mind. One key point to note is that each site collection has its unique site columns or metadata, navigation, permissions, which is security groups or whoever wants to be added, whoever cannot see that site or site page, and site templates and branding. So site collection has all this. Subsites, on the other hand, inherit all these properties from the top level site in a site collection. So whatever you have chosen for the top level site, a subsite would inherit all that unless you want to make some changes in the subsite. So in other words, if you set up metadata or navigation or security groups or just site colors and logos on a site collection A, you have to manually repeat all of it on site collection B should you decide to proceed that route. That point alone will essentially be the decisive factor when making a decision. So you want to have some uniqueness in the other site, you can go for another site collection, right? Otherwise, subsites will inherit whatever you've defined in terms of the skeletal structure, which is what kind of features you want in all the subsites as well. Although you can change the design and color of the subsite to look different from the main site, but what main features you added in the site collection or the top site will be inherited by the subsites, unless you want to go for totally different site collection. And when to create a site collection in SharePoint, you are a large organization with multiple business units, and each business unit has independent and separate business functions. So it's a big one. You want to create multiple site collection in that case, or multiple root or top level sites. You're a large organization, and each of your departments has a large number of people, and each department is expected to create lots and lots of sites that do not to rely on global metadata or security groups. So then you go for, if you have a lot of departments having totally different requirements, then you can create different site collections. You are a large organization and want to separate your SharePoint administrative functions. Have separate SharePoint administrators for each site collection. So you have actually different administrators handling different sites there. So in that case, you want to create, then don't go for subsite and put an administrator there. Just create another site collection, one administrator per site collection if it's going to be that different, and maybe there's a data that is so sensitive for a certain team or a department that they don't want the other administrator to see that. Your organization has lots of content, hundreds of GB of data. You can allocate both server resources and storage per site collection. So if you say have a number of sites that are running server intensive workflows, or you have lots of content, you can allocate separate site collections and assign those accordingly. So if you have large amount of people, many departments with different types of requirements, different administrators want to run different sites, or you have large amount of data, then you go for different site collections or different root level sites. Otherwise, one root level site and then keep creating subsites. So just keep it simple would be the best idea. When I do contract there, they have created so many root sites there, site collections, that it's a complete mess. Anyway, it's already created there, and somebody designed it before me. So I just maintain, well, all parts of Microsoft 365 and Azure. So, but it's interesting that how the people, if there's, and there are so many administrators there. Another thing. Anyway, that's also strange. Okay, so can I delete any default site collection? Some core site collections like search cannot be deleted. However, you can delete most other default site collections. So in a root site, yes, you can delete one. In fact, I was going to jump on it and delete one if I was able to create one. So, what? Okay, so maybe when I sign out and shut down this machine and then open it, because sometimes it happens that we don't properly shut down the machine for weeks, and then some of the components there start doing weird things. So we just close the lid, right, of the laptop, so it just simply hibernates all that or freezes all the data. So sometimes it ends up doing weird things if we haven't shut down properly for a long time. So I'll try to do that, and at least on my side, yeah, I haven't shut down properly for I guess 2 weeks. So, well, delete function, yeah, I was gonna tell you. So search here. Now this is again applying to the on-premises, because here when we create a top site or the top level site, we can easily delete that as well. So it's no big deal. And now that you've created a site, learn how you can customize and get the most out of it. So change the look of your SharePoint site, change the logo, title, and description of your SharePoint site, customize the navigation on your SharePoint site, customizing the modern experiences in SharePoint Online, customize your team site. Well, okay, so it's no longer classic experience. Teams have been updated and made very advanced software already, and companies are jumping for just many of the Teams features that have been introduced. Okay, so well, these are the tasks that can be done after you have created a site, and yeah, definitely we're going to go through each of those components and explore what we can do inside a site and subsites there. Can I create additional site collection? You absolutely can, and you absolutely must in certain business scenarios. Example, external sharing. So suppose you have internal sharing site collection or top level site, and then there's an external sharing level site. So yes, that makes sense. On a top level site that is for external sharing only, you would put more security there and put less sensitive documents there, obviously, right? And yeah, so click new. Now it is to create a new site, it's just click create, right? So then it goes for that, so it's gonna be click on create and fill in the details. Yeah, so tenant, your tenant Office 365 SharePoint Online subscription can have multiple site collections. When you log into SharePoint Admin Center, you will see some default site collections. Yes, we saw 3, and 2 teams site collections or top level sites, and 1 communication site. So with tenant SharePoint Admin Center, you can enable external sharing for the site collections, create new ones. Yeah, so we can externally share that as well. And there's a long list of permissions there for external sharing. So we're going to see those permissions as well. And keep your team updated with news on your team site, add a page to a site, use web parts on pages, upload a folder or files to a document library. So what can you do? So, well, what else day to day we can do? So that should be the title. Create a list in SharePoint Online, create a document library in SharePoint Online, manage your group connected team site settings, delete a SharePoint site or sub-site. So those are the tasks that we will be exploring, obviously, and SharePoint difference between site collection and site pages, document libraries and folders. So there's a diagram here that simply shows that on the top is a tenant or the SharePoint admin center with typical sites there. This is the old view actually, where there used to be actually 6 or 7 sites. Now there were just 3 default sites. And then there's a site collection there. Under the SharePoint admin center you have site collection, and under the site collection you have site, main page, other pages there, and then there are document libraries in each site. So that's what we can check today. So if there are any questions, let me know. Otherwise, okay. Are you reading the comments? Let me check it. So Eric says we did one of the site didn't. Oh, okay. Minuscule. Okay, is it really create site? Cause mine's still creating. Okay, I read that too. Let's continue the rest of it next week. Oh, that's what you said on 9:42. It's 9:43. And then Gideon says, "Are you reading the comments?" And okay, you keep going. Okay, so yeah, so since Gideon has already diverted my attention to that critical comment there, the rest next week, yay! Okay, so guys, let's upload our document, and Hamid is also saying that, so let's upload that document to that Week2, the screenshots that you have, and see you next week. Yay. Alright, so I was panicking. Okay, thank you. Alright, bye bye. Upload your documents and see you next week. Have a nice weekend. Stay safe.